Shadow on the track. Let's get it. I'm a rock star type nigga, fucks bad bitches. See me in the drop cause I stay.
All right, welcome back.
What's good, y'all?
To another video. This is your boys here. Sorry.
Yo.
Oh man. All right, not too much of that. Well, because we have a somber moment too. All right. Okay. So welcome back to your boys here at Moss Media Podcast. We have a new episode for you guys. Not a one that we definitely want to sort of glorify or to bring any sort of happy or joy into, because these are not the situations that we want to talk about ever, and that we lament here at just speaking for myself, and I'm sure my co-host can co-sign that anything that anybody wants to really talk about. But because of the fact that this has become such a big story, we have to make sure that we do our due justice of breaking down, as we do at Moz Media, between the leaves, right? So I wanted to take this time first and foremost to say RIP. I didn't follow Takeoff a ton, or the Migos at all. Really, I wasn't really a big fan, of their music. But at the same token, I can always, show my condolences for any young brother, that loses their life, way too soon. I believe he was 28 when he passed, right, or when he was murdered. So, we wanted to take the time, right, to give our condolences, but also to not hold back and to have the tough conversation, because this is something that, there's been a whole host of murders that have been occurring in the hip hop community as of late. And I think there was no time better than now to start having that hard conversation about what exactly is where is this going to be the turning point for the rap hip hop culture, right? Is there toxicity that exists that no one seems to want to talk about, right? Is it that elephant in the room? So before I, dive into this, this harsh, situation, I want to let my co-host give off any thoughts.
Yeah, so obviously, definitely RIP to Takeoff. I don't know his real name, so no disrespect, but definitely RIP to him, and the condolences to his family, which happens to be the rest of the Migos. They were all family, so it's always tough to lose anyone, especially in a sudden tragic way, such as way that he lost his life. So whenever, like my co-host said, whenever anything like that happens, it's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. But as my co-host laid out, what is this a product of? Because think about it. If you were going to go into a field, right? Like, for instance, I know for a fact that air traffic controllers, they make six figures easy, but it's a hard job. A lot of those people don't last, and a lot of them commit suicide because there's a lot of stress put on them. All right, and I'm not sure how known that is, but that's a thing. So would you take that job, or would you sacrifice a couple of $1,000s to be a school teacher, or to be a general manager of your general store? You know what I mean? So I'll pose that question. To be a rapper, it's dangerous, clearly. To be a main, I should rephrase that, because I know there's gonna be a bunch of rappers that, I'm a rapper, okay. To be a mainstream rapper, rapping the mainstream, like living that life, the quote unquote culture. And I'm pretty sure the Migos, had maybe they didn't have an album named Culture, but the one that got the Baby by Cardi B named his Baby Culture, and they
Offset
always saying culture.
Yeah,
and they always saying culture. Exactly, and they always saying culture. So we have to ask ourselves, what is this culture that they speak of? Do you agree with the culture that they speak? Do you align yourself totally with the culture that the Migos speaks of? What is that culture? What is culture? What is black? What is black culture? What is hip hop? What is rap culture? What are these things? And do they play a part in the untimely demise of these young brothers, these young rappers? Like PNB Rock, he just got killed less than 2 months ago?
Yeah.
That's part of the culture. But what we're gonna, because we're definitely gonna. So Mike, I have a couple questions for you. I want this segment to go kind of like, just like a open-ended, like an open forum. So before we even get started, please like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds right now to like it. Thanks for we appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. So again, this is going to be an open forum discussion. If you're watching us right now on Facebook, if you're watching us right now on YouTube, put down what you think or any questions that you have in the comments, and we're going to have this very open because I don't truly have an answer. I have ideas, but I'm open to hear what others have to say about it. So Mike, the first question that I'll pose will go to you. So in your opinion, or just your understanding, is there toxicity in quote unquote rap, hip hop / black culture? Because I myself would put them under the same umbrella. That's why I asked you the question that way. So again, do you believe that there's toxicity in it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess I have to give a simple answer, yes.
Okay, so thank you for your honesty. With that being said, the next part would be, in my line of thinking, in my line of questioning, from what I've seen before, is that, just because the music is quote unquote bad or negative doesn't have a direct effect or correlation with people's actions. What do you say to that?
Oh, I mean, if you're referring to the fact that a lot of these rappers don't live the life that they presume to live within their lyrics, most times they're not. They're showcasing a vast array of experiences. Yeah, I would say that a lot of it is sort of, what's that thing called, peacocking, right?
Yeah.
Peacocking something that isn't even something that you should really even be glorifying.
Got it. Sure. Okay. All right. So, I don't want to go too deep into it. We haven't even gotten to the video yet. Let's start the video. Obviously, this video is not going to be graphic. It's definitely going to have a lot of maybe some may deem it graphic audio. So if you don't want to hear certain things, then obviously skip through to the video. That's just your little warning right there. So we're gonna play this video, obviously courtesy of TMZ, and then we're gonna break it down.
All right, cool. Yep, as my co-host said, TMZ has found uncovered new footage of someone with a gun. And so what we're going to do, as my co-host also mentioned, please, if it's this may be a little bit graphic for your viewers, so please, if you're a little bit sensitive, which we understand, I would suggest taking a second right before coming back on. But in the meantime, though, we definitely want to showcase this video, not because we want to glorify what actually happened. What is this? Not because we want to glorify what happened. Jesus. Not because we want to glorify what happened, but we want to understand the realm of the scenario, right? And here we go.
Of what happened at 2:30 in the morning in Houston yesterday, but now the police seem to be in on some images on this new video that we got that they say shows a person of interest in this shooting.
Someone, an armed man standing right there in the crowd with Takeoff and Quavo as a discussion is going down, a heated discussion between Quavo and some other unknown men who are there.
Flo, just give us
Takeoff is what you're about to see and hear. Takeoff is standing a couple of feet behind Quavo, but pay attention to, there's a man dressed in black as the conversation is going on, and that man has his hand on a gun.
They know that they're not going to be disrespectful like that. But they have to be disrespectful. No basketball, bro. Tell me I won't go play basketball. I just saw me play basketball in the gym. Play like that, bro. Go back and forth, bro. I'm gonna hurt somebody, bro.
Oh, what are you doing? No, hell no. No.
So the police want to find this guy.
Whew. Do you need me to continue or?
No, that's a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, because I have a couple of things that bother me about shit like this.
There's many things, and that's hey. Again, obviously, this is somber. A brother lost his life tragically, suddenly, and again, very unfortunate. And we're not speaking about this for clicks or whatever the case may be. To be honest with you, I could care less about any of that stuff. The message is what's important to us, and the message in this, and there's just so many messages. So one that I want to point out from that perspective, Quavo has a very distinct voice. He was the main one speaking. Takeoff is dead. Other people's actions and words can lead to your demise. Now, obviously, they're family. I'm not sitting here saying like, "Hey, it's right, family, whatever." Hey, look, if I'm someone, my brother out there talking or whatever, and something goes down and I die on that, hey, that's my brother. At the end of the day, you feel me? So I'm not sitting here trying to denigrate that, because at the end of the day, they are family. But there's many quote unquote young black brothers out here that lose their life in situations just like that, and it's not with family. It's a relationship that they have with somebody, whether it's from the street, the block, or the quote unquote gang that they're banging with, or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you have to understand that who you surround yourself with can heavily impact your life, for good or for bad. And unfortunately, Quavo walked away. And I don't mean it like that. That sounded bad. Unfortunately, Takeoff is no longer with us because of the words. We heard Quavo speaking, and then we heard gunshots. I didn't hear Takeoff speaking. Did Takeoff think he was going to die that night? Did he think he was going to die that night? I doubt it.
No, he posted earlier.
Yeah, did Quavo think anyone's probably not? But again, who you surround yourself with, you have to know what type of situations you lend yourself to be in, and that's where culture comes back into. Why were they even there? They from Atlanta. They in Houston. I'm from Brooklyn. And you don't see me in no hoods. I don't even go back to my hood because there's nothing for me there. There's nothing for me there. And people might say, "Oh, well, you got the YouTube channel. This is not. You're supposed to be, like a street preacher." Nah, hell no. You have to preach to people that will receive your message. Why would I go back to my hood when I know they're not ready to receive my message? Huh? What do you think, Mike?
Oh man, no. Number one, no. Thank you for highlighting that initial point about your people that are in your circle, right? Because we say it all the time, man. If you surround yourself with 5 idiots, you're gonna be idiot number 6, right? So this is one of those very unfortunate moments, because as soon as they say that somebody was shown with a gun, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's somebody coming out of out of the woodworks and all this. No, there's somebody in the vicinity, right? Literally, and with a gun sitting in his pants pocket. Not a security, not a normal gun holster, right? Because my first thought is like, where is your security? Right? Yeah. Where's your actual security? Not security where it's like your best friend or your that's from the hoods, that's into some was doing the bullshit, and now you say, I want to take you out the bullshit so that way you can protect me. But yet he doesn't even have the cognizance to understand time and place of understanding, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't elevate this because there are other people in the vicinity. It's not even just Quavo and Takeoff. There is a whole bunch of innocent civilians that are sitting here. This is in front of the entrance. It's not even like outside.
Exactly.
So my thing is like, you know, to your point, like it's just I don't understand this even with the PNB Rock thing, right? Like I don't understand how these guys go outside your element thinking that you can't be touched. Right. And I'm not saying this to say like, oh, you know, it's okay or it's right that, you know, this type of shit happen. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that you have to understand that the world is a cold, dark place. There are people who don't give a fuck about whether or not you breathe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Based upon how you, again, because we talk about how emotional a lot of these young, African American brothers are in today's day and age. You have to understand that just saying the wrong thing, using the wrong expletive can get your life ended. And you're out here without any sort of armed guards. Oh man, I don't know if this is something I saw. I don't know if it was Waka Flocka or what happened? I know Waka Flocka spoke on this before because he was talking to an interviewer. He was like, look, like. He was like, I realized, because the person asked him, like, do you think rap culture is dangerous? Right? And his thing was just like, yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous if you're coming out the street and trying to bring the street into rap. Like if you think you're gonna you're trying to dip one toe in the streets and then dip one toe in the rap, your life's gonna be in danger. Okay, so when you don't move with some sort of, with some idea, of like, okay, time and place, who am I surrounding myself with? Where are we going? Are we in our background? Are we in our hometown? Because even then, I mean, fuck, what's his name got shot and killed in his hometown?
Oh yeah.
So
people get killed in their hometown all the time.
Yeah. So and it's people that look like you.
Nipsey
Hussle. Thank you.
At his business.
These people are getting killed by people that look like them, man.
And that's my point. When I say things like, hey, because on my YouTube channel, I get a whole bunch of comments. Actually, before I even get into all that, hey, listen, if you haven't liked, share, subscribe, do it right now.
Yeah, it's free.
If y'all rocking with us, if y'all like the topic, if you rocking with what I'm saying, what Mike's saying, even if you're not rocking with it, like, share, subscribe, do it all right now. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you think we should shut the hell up, let me know that too. I'm saying, let us know. But anyway, we have goals on this channel. So before I get to the next part, hey, we want to reach 100 subscribers by the end of this month. Okay, help us. Helping us is helping everyone that you know. Okay, share the message. If you find any value in it, share the message, because the larger this platform gets, the more people we can help. And again, it's not about the money. We don't get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? We really don't get paid to do this, and I really don't care about this. I like to help people. I like to offer perspective. Okay, because what I see in my comings and goings is that the perspectives being offered do not help us. They actually hinder us further. So anyway, I digress. As you said, Nipsey Hussle got killed in his hood. So when people on my YouTube channel comment like, "Oh, you say all this and yada yada," but you say you live in the suburbs, you damn right live in the damn suburbs, because it's called awareness. You know how animals survive? They're aware of who they are and who their predators are. Unfortunately, the hood isn't set up where I can go back to it and live as, quote unquote, freely as I do now where I'm at. I would love to be surrounded by my people that look like me, people that have the same genesis stories as me, or as myself. I would love that. Unfortunately, again, no. Why would I do that? At what cost? At what cost? Because now I have kids, so what? No way. So again, there's no reason for them to go back to the hood. But Mike, to answer your question, they do it because it's the quote unquote culture. The culture says you got to go back. The culture says if you don't go back, you will sell out. The quote unquote culture says if you speak proper English, you sound white. The culture says if you're smart, you're trying to be white. So what's that mean? If you dumb, that means you black. That means you black. If you're dumb, right? The more broken English you speak, the more quote unquote black you are, right? Come on. Where are all the wokey wokes? Let me know. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Because that's the answer to the question, Mike. It's the culture, the quote unquote culture. What are your thoughts, brother?
You know what it is? I'm sorry. I did this hard side because, you know, the good brother Ye, right, in all of his shortcomings, he spoke on this, right, talking about how remember we were talking about the song from the Drink Champs that he made, right?
Yeah.
He gave that song. He's talking like I fuck your bitch. She's like I'll kill you. I fuck your bitch. Something like that, right?
Yeah, shoot a nigga, fuck bitch. Some shit like that, yeah.
And he just kept saying it over and over. And the crazy part is that y'all don't want to cancel him for that, right? You didn't want to cancel him for that, right? Because I think deep down, a lot of you guys know, right? And when I say you guys, I'm talking about this, you know, this African American culture, quote unquote, where it's like it's the problem is the loudest people, right? Am I saying that there aren't, you know, intelligent doctors, intelligent lawyers that are coming from this quote unquote community? Am I saying that there's not intelligent people that are coming out and that are being bred every single day for these? No, I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying though is that those, like the man that's sitting here with the gun on his waist, right? Not in his waist, in his pants pocket. These are the loudest people in the room. These are the ones that are getting on TMZ. These are the ones that are getting on CBS. These are the ones going on CNN, on Fox. They're the ones making it for your community. I'll be damned if somebody because I'm Nigerian. I'll be damned if my culture was synonymous with debauchery and fucking savagery. I'm sorry to say it, it's savagery. It makes absolutely no sense. The things that allow for, and that's not to say that people in my country don't kill over frivolous things, as well, but the continuous killing of your own over things that literally do not matter. I don't even care what the reason was. This just doesn't add up. It has never added up, and it's only because there's a continual there's nothing but perpetuating violence that it comes from the music, it comes from how they dress, how they walk, how they talk, how they act. Look, everything all trickles down. And yes, so when we talk about how this culture is incredibly toxic, it's just because you're watching in 1080p a young man's life be taken over nothing, literally nothing. And I guarantee you, if you take away the famous, him being famous, this shit probably happens every day.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely happens every day. And have you brought that up?
If he wasn't for him being famous, this shit would just be a normal 10 o'clock news, you know, out, you know.
It would be a nothing burger. But that brings me to the next point, Mike. Oftentimes, whenever someone like myself or you speak objectively about the world and the lens that we view through, people will say to us, "Oh, well, you know, you're a coon or Uncle Tom or whatever." Oh, yeah, but at the end of the day, what happened to Takeoff is, drum roll, please, black on black crime.
Ooh.
Black on black crime. Now, am I sitting here trying to denigrate white on white crime, yellow on yellow crime, red on red crime? No, I'm not. But it just so happens that our people commit crimes on each other at a way higher rate than these other people do. Way higher. Just the same way how I speak about on my YouTube channel abortion. I speak about it because allegedly black women make up 6% of the population. Now, do I agree with that? No, I think that we're so small. But that's what numbers say. And the numbers also say that we make up 2/3 of all abortions. So 6% of the women make up 66% of the abortions. That's an alarming issue. Same thing with the quote-unquote black on black. Is there ever going to be an end to quote-unquote black crime? No,
you're breaking up a little bit.
Of course
you're breaking up a little bit.
But why does it have to be so bad? Why is it so sad? Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. Can you
hear me? You're breaking up a bit. Yeah.
How about now?
Hold up.
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you were chopping up. Yeah, it's lagging though. Yeah, you're good now.
So good now.
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah.
All right,
sorry
so
you're good now.
No, that's fine. You go. I think I'm still lagging.
Yeah, you're just a delay.
Oh yeah, you got it. Take it. I need my time, my shit to catch up. You hear me?
Yeah, I did. It's just the lag is crazy. What was I saying? No. To your point about the black on black crime, because I want you to be able to finish that. All I'll just add to that is just that it's like when we have these tough, and this is why we started off at the top of the hour about how this is going to be a tough conversation, because when you start talking like this, you automatically get the shaming language. You get the, as my co-host mentioned, you get the Uncle Toms, the coonery, the all of these different tropes to shame, men speaking on things. Because look, let's just keep it real. If you don't know, men are more likely to be attacked violently than anything else. Any of those, those feminist movements will tell you men are more likely to be, violently attacked in the U.S. And so if my co-host is breaking down the stats that we make up a huge majority of the violent crime while being only a subset of the population, that tells me, if I walk out, Nigerian or not, somebody that looks like me, most likely, knock on wood, is going to have a huge hand and God forbid something happening to me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna speak on this shit because I need this shit to stop, man. I want to be able to go to LA. I want to be able to go to Chicago. I want to be able to go to the New York and not have to worry, even though we know that the world is not a grainy and beautiful and rosy place. Well, guess what? If somebody like me or my co-host don't talk about the ills that plague this shit, right, and start trying to provide solutions, because it seems as though, and this is really funny to me, I haven't heard anything from Black Lives Matter.
Huh.
This would have been a perfect time with all the things that Candace Owens was talking about, all the things that, I'm sure maybe they threw out a little statement, on their message board, but I'm not seeing any protests. I'm not seeing any, because they were able to quickly draw up those protests in where was that, in Michigan or
it was in
Minnesota. In Minnesota, sorry,
Michigan,
in Minnesota. Yeah, Michigan. So they were able to create all these protests with ease back then, drum up all the supporters. I'm not seeing this happened a couple days ago now. Like I haven't seen any movement. I haven't seen any movement. So for me, it's like, well, if we don't talk about this shit, who will?
Yeah, not many is the answer. Not many people will talk about this. We'll discuss this. We'll break it down. So again, look, y'all. If y'all rocking with us, drop a like, drop a comment, please share, subscribe, all that stuff. We have a goal. Let's get this channel to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. Thank you. So, back to what we were talking about. Again, it's very unfortunate what happened to Takeoff. You know what? We have to use this opportunity to point out the ills that plague the quote unquote Black community. Because think about it. Oftentimes on this channel, you'll hear my co-host speak about his Nigerian background, his Nigerian culture. There is a clear distinction between he and I that goes down cultural lines, right? And that's fine. You know, if we were to bring on an Asian person, not Asian, a Taiwanese person onto this channel, he's gonna have his own culture to bring to the channel, right? And that's fine. That's why I say quote unquote black, because without black, what links my co-host and I? Not sitting here saying that hey, we don't have anything in common, but the commonality here in America is that we are both quote unquote black. Although, as he says quite often, that is not his culture. He has a culture.
Right.
Black culture is not his culture. I on this channel say all the time, black is not a culture. Black is a color. My hair is black. His shirt is black. So again, when we allow ourselves to subscribe to these monikers or freaking not even like identities, we allow ourselves to subscribe to these false identities. We allow ourselves to fall into whatever the creator of said false identity has envisioned for us. If someone says, like when Joe Biden says, "You're not black if you vote for me," he just made a whole like statue. Oh, white man made a whole statute on the black man's channel. How does that make sense? It makes sense because when your quote unquote culture is a color, you subscribe to that anyone and say what the hell black culture is or what it is not. And when that is the case, you'll see what happens to Takeoff happening, because that is the culture that he himself helped perpetuate. Now, I've never spoken to him. I don't know him personally. I don't know. Maybe he was battling internally on the music that he was creating, knowing that it was having this negative effect on the whole community at large, or maybe he didn't know at all. Maybe he had no idea. We'll never know. But at the end of the day, I'm telling y'all, so y'all know this stuff is true. Like for instance, like Mike, what tribe of Nigeria? What is your family's tribe?
We are from Imo State. State. Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that being the case,
and we're Igbo. We're the Igbo. We're part of the Igbo tribe, but most specifically, our village is located in Imo State.
And I'm sure that there's a certain level of there's a standard. there's a standard with that for the men and for the women. Am I wrong?
No, absolutely not.
And with that, is there a standard in quote unquote rap culture that is anything that becoming of a man?
Ooh.
And again, hey, y'all, listen. Look, me and my co-host and I, we are young. Okay, we grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. In my opinion, we had the best music, the best sports. I've seen Michael Jordan play, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Mike Tyson. Like in the music. 50 Cent, Tupac, Biggie, all of it. I'm not. This whole episode is not to downplay hip hop or downplay rap or downplay any of that. Like, look. If I go on my Spotify right now, there's gonna be a crap ton of rap songs that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is at the end of the day. But for many people, they cannot draw the line between reality and the music. They want to bring that to life. Like when you and I were in high school, I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but you know that there were people, right, based off the type of music that they listen to, and the music that they made it be known that they listen to, that they were trying to emulate that in their own life.
Absolutely. Yeah, we call them the suburban gangsters.
Exactly.
Yeah. The ones that would come from like New York or from like their families were trying to get out of that shit. And so they knew that they couldn't, they weren't even like the guy on their yard, but then they want to come here and they see some Caucasian and Indian kids, and they want to, run this yard. Yeah,
yeah.
We know them so well.
Yes, and it's again, it's very, very, it's sad. But what happens with that? And I'm happy that you actually use like the Caucasian and Indian as an example, and nothing against Caucasians and Indians, but this is so true, because what happens is you get that guy supplanted from wherever he's from, and then he basically, in essence, infects where he's at, and it doesn't matter. He's not out there looking for quote unquote blacks. It doesn't matter, because the culture that he's going to instill in them, that doesn't run along the black line. It's anybody could do it. Anyone can be a degenerate. Anyone could have no care about other people's property. Anyone can do this. So you could be a goddamn handicap. Nothing against handicaps. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out crazy things. Like, not crazy. I'm sorry to the handicap community. I don't mean anything.
No, I'm dead. Yeah.
No, I'm being serious, because like I'm really
but we got to get to a point where you're given a point. Yes, you could be on a wheelchair trying to do drive-bys. Like that is your point. It's not. We can't. I understand why, and I mean I do it to myself, but it's like, damn. Sometimes I'm just like, fuck, man. Like shit. Like this is insane, yo. Yeah, this is crazy. No, but sorry, I don't mean to cut you. That shit just kills me.
No,
that we have to do.
Yeah, and I appreciate you doing, because you're right, Mike. You're right. At the end of the day, you got to get what I'm saying, or don't get it.
Exactly.
If you get it, great, and if you don't, you want to make whatever you want to make out of it. Hey, that's on you. But yeah. So basically, when these people come to the suburbs, they're not like, no, I'm only looking for quote unquote blacks. You can't chill with me. Nah, and that's how we get the Indians with the sideways hat. The TI hat, we get, you know what I'm saying? We get them with the gold jeans
to bring that up. Yeah,
the true religion jeans. That's how we get the white boys with the buzz cuts, with the fitteds, with the J's on, and they got some quote unquote swag. What is swag? What is swag? Is this appropriation? What is culture again? You see how we keep coming back to the same points? Culture is, well, quote unquote black culture is rap culture, which is hip hop culture, which is gang culture, which is prison culture. It's all the same shit. It's all manufactured by some quote unquote black man. So why do this quote unquote culture? I'm dropping bombs out here. Let them know, Mike. Let them know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let them know. I'm trying to talk to them. Drop a like, drop a comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff right now. Let us know what you think in comments below. Let us know what your thoughts are on quote unquote black. What is black? Let me know. If missing something, let us know. What is quote unquote culture? What is black culture? Please, if someone has an answer, I want to know. And you know what? Come on.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Channel. Let us know. We will bring you on to the channel. Let us know in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, no, we did an episode on I think we might have to bring this back, right? Because we did one on Anchor, like in the beginning of our inception of this channel, and we talked about what is black, right? That question that you're asking right there, like, and it's just, man, like I just, in a country where you can seemingly you could do whatever you want. Right, you could. I'm sorry, not do everyone, but you could be whatever you want to be, based upon your hard work ethic, your fortitude, your vision. Right, it pains me to watch a people who literally go through life thinking that they just have no way out, thinking that the status quo is the status quo. This is all it's ever going to get. Right, and wherever that reasoning may come from, whether it be from the system, the man, whoever you want to blame it on. Right, it bothers me. Even me and my mom, we talk about, because my mom is hardcore Nigerian, and we talk about this shit all the time when we have our moments to sit down and go over the shit that we see, because she watches the news a lot, and she always sees the senseless violence that takes place in New York, right, on a consistent basis, and she always asks, like, what, Michael, why Michael, why do they have to they're killing people that look like them. And I have to sit there and I have to try to explain it. And it's disheartening because my mom is truly just trying to figure out, look, what she's like, I understand you get upset, you get, but to take a gun and take somebody's life over what? Over females, over drugs, over this? Like what is it? Why don't they just, they don't know that there's other things out there? That's what she says. And I'm sitting there and I have to be that guy, and I have to let her know, like, Mom, it's just, we are different. We're different. We don't have this. And it always comes back to a conversation we talked about on ad nauseum here about victim mentality. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's not to say that what took place with Takeoff involves him or his uncle or or any other of his family having that, because again, we don't know these people. But at the same token, all of this idea that your life can only be successful if you're either in a gang, a rapper, or in the NBA or the NFL, or playing some type of professional sport. The only way that you can get something out of the American experience is by choosing one of those avenues. Mm-hmm. Is so unfortunate and just so, it's disheartening. Right? Because at the end of the day, I've seen so many of these kids, like, I know they have talent, even with the Takeoffs, right, of the world. I know that they have talent. I know that they could do. You're an artist at the end of the day, right? This music that you're creating, music has been something that has been synonymous with the human experience for eons, right? And so to be able to put that together is no small feat. My co-host is an artist. Mm-hmm. He understands the work that it takes to put together a song, much less put together two verses, much less put together the I guess you would, for lack of understand, the architecture by which the notes are grouped together to make it a song. Yeah. Right? That takes intelligence, right? And to see it be just wiped off over an argument taking place. Where were they at? I think it was not a bowling alley, playing a dice game. Yeah. What are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing?
Not for that. No, for nothing. Like, you harken me back to the Dave Chappelle skit when they were doing the dice in the basement of the project with Ashley Larry, and then Ashley Larry had to go upstairs to get more money, and then Charlie Murphy came in. And he was like robbing everybody, sticking everybody up. It harkens me to that because you're Migos. They ain't no casinos in Houston. Because dice is gambling. You gambling. Why you got to be in the hood at a bowling alley in Houston? Again, that's not even your hood. And it's probably better that's not your hood. But I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying though? Like you. Not even in your quote unquote territory. And again, like my co-host said, you don't have your security with you.
Like you can't, and sorry, not to even cut you off, just you can't get like a room, have an armed guard. You want to throw dice and craps or whatever the shit's called that bad. Okay. Get a room. Yeah. Get your people. Get an armed guard. Takes all weapons. Checks everybody. Exactly. That, you know what it is? I think that's what bothers me most about when this shit happens, because I just know for me, it's all about controlling what you can control. Mm-hmm. Right? If and he's 28, it's not like he's 19, 16, 15. And again, I don't want to put all the blame on Takeoff or Quavo, but we have to get to a point where we know that the world is dark. We know that the world is eerie. Why do we continually see these young men put themselves in these scenarios where they know that they have so much writing? They probably had an album that they were putting together. I know that they split up recently between Offset and Quavo and his nephew went their own way. I'm sure that they're putting their own little catalog or their album together, so that way they could bring out some new shit. What possesses you to go out into a town you do not claim, where no one has any loyalty to you, much less, and we spoke about it, you can get clapped in your own town, but in a whole other stranger's town, and you're just going to roll up and just be doing whatever you feel like doing? Yeah. Oh, man. It's just unfortunate, man.
Mike, there's just, like, for me at least, I don't know about everyone else, but for me, I go through periods of like maybe like a couple weeks, month, where I have like a question, like a philosophical question on my mind that I just, I don't write it down. I'm not really trying to get. I mean, I am trying to get a better understanding of it. I'm not actively like, all right, let me write it down. Let me go, get my fucking my encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? Let me like actually try to like it's just something to think of, and that which has been on my mind as of late is the saying how people are naturally good, like naturally people are good. But lately I'm thinking no, naturally people aren't good, because if they were good naturally, we wouldn't see the things that we see all the time. I think that we condition ourselves to believe the contrary. Like, oh yeah, people are actually good. People are actually good. The world is a good place. No, the world is not. If we use our eyes objectively, we'll see that no, it is not. Because people quite often choose to do wrong. So I don't think, and again, it's just something that I literally I just think about daily basis, and I go back and forth on it. Like, okay,
right, shower thoughts. Yeah,
like, are people naturally good? I meet people. People are good, but how good are they? Why are they being good? Are they because they know that they'll get locked the fuck up if they did some crazy shit? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm leaning towards more on the side that people are not naturally good. What are your thoughts? And with that, I'll say this. With the aftermath of the whole Takeoff situation, like, for you to be in an argument and be a third, fourth, fifth party and have your hand on your gun,
Lord,
does that make you a good person? If you felt the need to do that, couldn't you have just left? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, as from the video, hey, if anyone has a different video, different perspective, obviously, let us know. No, but from the video and the perspective he saw, I heard Quavo, the altercation. Then I heard his voice walking away, and then the gunshot started ringing. So if he's walking away, why are we shooting? I thought he was walking away, turned around, and started shooting.
Yeah.
So whose feelings got hurt? That they were like, oh, my feelings are hurt, I gotta shoot. What quote unquote brother out there that would like to have people believe that he's a man? Feelings got hurt to the point where he felt like he had to do something like that.
That was the only option. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a situation, brothers, if you find yourself in a situation that's uncomfortable, you don't need to be in, and you think you have to take something to a different level, ask yourself one question: can you walk away? Because you can not only save your life, you can save the life of someone else.
Yeah.
If you just walk away. If that dude with that gun on his hip would have just walked away, hey, why am I even dealing with this shit? I don't know these niggas. I'm from Houston. They're from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it is? It's nothing. Walk away. But the culture says that when you walk away, you a pussy. The culture says when you walk away, you a bitch.
You ain't no.
The culture says all that stuff. But that's not a real culture. Real culture. You know what, Mike? You ever did a science experiment? Now, this is my final thoughts. I'm wrapping up with this. You ever did a science experiment where you have to take like a sample and then put it in like a controlled situation and let it grow, whether it's like a one seed, put it in a plastic cup with soil, let it grow. That's a sample, right? They call that a culture. When you take a sample of like a virus or something like that, that's a culture. They call it a culture, and they put it in that environment and let it grow. It's a culture. A real healthy culture cultivates young boys and groom them to be men. Quote unquote black culture does not. it indoctrinates young boys to worship women to a fault, to their own fault, to their own demise, and not see the value that in which they hold, because that's a fabricated culture. And I'm not going to get into like the 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, on all this. It's the unseen hand that's actually doing this. No, at the end of the day, it starts in the home.
That's right, accountability.
It starts in the home. Because at the end of the day, you know, I hear those all the time, like, oh, well, you know, they put the guns and the drugs in the hood. They ain't tell you to fucking start shooting the shit. I'm not even going to argue the fact that they put the guns in there. Shit, that's a fact. We know that. I'm not going to argue the fact that they put the drugs in there. That's a fact. We know that. They didn't tell you to sell it, and they didn't tell you to skip. They didn't tell you to shoot that shit. They didn't tell you to do that. So at the end of the day, it comes down to choice. We have choices. You're going to be judged on your choices. So if you're rocking with this, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Was we on fire tonight, or was we not? Huh? Are we finished, or is we?
Yeah, I'm dead. My last thing. Thank you for that. My co-host is dropping the gems tonight, for y'all, and you know these aren't gems that we want, you know, to bring to the table for our viewership. You know, because we would love to live in a world that's candy and roses, where you know men are, you know, being groomed, right, for success, being groomed to be modicums of society, right? We just, but at the same token, we just cannot, you know. And then we talk about this whataboutism, right? Oh, well, what about white people that do the? Well, last time I checked, I'm not. When the cop pulls me over, he's not going to be like, well, yeah, so you know, Caucasian male, 6'3". No, he's going to be like black male, 6'3". So yeah, I'm going to speak about the people that are most likely going to impact me. Right, not the man, right, not the wandering, you know, the wandering hand that my co-host was referencing to earlier, as far as, you know, the guy behind the veil, you know, or, you know, taking the system and running it by storm. Look, guys, my co-host was talking, and I want to talk on this the nature of good, because I also too all have these deep moments, and I've already come to the conclusion that good is. This is why I don't. If you notice, when we have this when I talk about people, or when I talk about things, I don't say like, oh, I think he or she is a good person, right? Because good is subjective, right? Because for all, I mean, you can speak what you want and say we all know that the trials of and the horrors that has existed within humankind, but the people on the other side of the equation thought they were doing good.
Yeah,
the people in their community thought they were good people for what they were doing. Okay, but so the people that they were afflicted, absolutely not. They thought they were evil. They thought they were they thought they were committing devilish acts. But the other people were thinking they were saviors. So when it comes to me thinking of, you know, are people in, you know, naturally good? No, I think people are, and this is why children are so important, and this is why we have to make sure that we protect them as much as possible. I think children are the most innocent and the most blank templated individuals that exist on the planet. They are like a washboard. They are a washboard. Now, if you want to use good and evil as tropes to say, well, you're doing either things that can affect people in a negative fashion, or you can affect people in a positive, okay, sure. But I do think that people are inherently blank slates. And I do think by way of their environment and their decisions, guys, accountability, remember, their decisions, they can either choose, right? They can either choose to impact people negatively or impact them positively, right? So I think that, you know, it's a tough one, man. This is like a world that we now exist in. Actually, I don't want to say now. I think they say that people murder for like 4 or 5 things: love, money, sex. Love, money. It's like jealousy, and some other. I mean, I think it's like 1 or 2 more, right? And as it's very clear, this was a heightened sense of emotion, right? There was some anger here, and it'd be really pressed to think that it didn't happen over money, right? So this is one of those things where you can literally watch the human condition play itself. My thing is like, yes, this is a human condition, but why does it have to be synonymous with this group of people?
Exactly.
Why? Is it that when something pops off, my first thought is, oh, Negroes are shooting. Oh, Negroes are shooting. I mean, obviously nowadays you got the school shooters and things like that, and you got that going on. But for the most part, if I'm hearing a fight break out, my first thought is, oh, what ethnic group is going nuts?
Oh, you already know.
Like, I'm not thinking about Tommy and Justin, you know, not to say that we're talking about, because we do know Tommy and Justin in real life, but not to say that, those two, when I hear a Tommy and Justin fighting in Big Shots, I'm not thinking, oh, a gun's going to get pulled. I'm thinking, no, Tommy and Justin are fighting in the middle of the dance floor, and one person's just going to get their ass beat. But then when I see a Jamal and a Devontae fighting in the middle of the dance floor, I'm like, oh, hell nah. Nah, bro, I'm out of here. Nah, bro, I ain't watching this. Ain't nothing to watch here. This ain't two men, because somebody, and it probably won't even be Jamal or Devontae, somebody on the out, like you were talking about earlier, third, fourth, fifth parties coming into the fucking Call of Duty match and going crazy. You thought it was a one-on-one, and now no. It's now a new squad that's in the mix, that's popping off for no reason. This is just it's insane, right? And I think that because we want to provide solutions here at Moss Media, and my solution is men, especially you young men, start looking at the situations. My co-host said the can you walk away? That's a great question. I thought he was going to utilize, and this is all, and can you walk away, I think, is a great one. I've never thought of using it. I always say to myself, in any scenario that can potentially be dangerous, I say, is it worth it? Is it worth your freedom? Is it worth your life? Is it worth everything that you have worked to fucking cultivate over the however many years you've been on this planet? Is it worth dropping all of that for your pride and in your ego? And if you can answer that question saying no, Ninja, get the hell away.
Mike, I'm so happy that you said that, because, and again, not to take away from what you said, because what you said, I totally agree with 10%. And I used to say that. Mm-hmm. But we've been doing this. We have our voices out on social media. We have a platform. My comings and goings, I found that for people to be able to receive that message, they have to be able to what's it called when you buy a house and you have to have somebody come look at it and they have to price it basically for you.
Yeah, are you talking about an appraisal?
Exactly. Thank you. People don't know how to self-appraise, therefore they don't know their value. Therefore, when you ask them that question, they can't answer it because they do not perceive life through that lens. Oh yeah. That's why I stopped saying that. That's why I say, can you just walk away? Because the answer is there a door? Is someone blocking from the door? No, I could walk away. Or is this about my mother? Was this about my wife? Is this about my brother? I'll say that I can walk away. Or my best friend, like my real best friend, not the term that gets thrown around. Like, I mean, no, my real best friend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, then I can walk away. Because I agree with you 110%. I used to say that. I believe that. Problem is, that's people that I'm trying to reach on my YouTube channel, which is a part of the demographic that we're trying to reach on this overall media platform. Those brothers out there, they will not understand because they don't know their own self-worth. They're the same people out there just eating a girl, shooting the club, having these babies, not understanding the value that they could potentially bring. They don't know who they are, where they're going. They don't know nothing.
Yeah. That is fair. You know what it is, and I think that is why I am so passionate about this channel, right? Is because you'll hear me talk about it all the time is men knowing their worth, right? And it's not to say that I think that men, because for instance, for myself, I already know my attributes, right? I'm not even in shape. And I already know that I bring, because again, as men, we're not so, solely on your beauty, or our handsomeness, or whatever you want to call it. We're based on how we produce.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to take a step sometimes and understand where you stack up. And I think if a lot more men understood where they stack up, they would understand that they have a lot more to risk than they think. But also, too, it comes back into, like my co-host said, being able to self-appraise yourself and your surroundings and understand, hey, look, what is the cost benefit of engaging in business in this environment? Is it going to have less returns, or am I going to be seeing a huge drop off? Am I going to be seeing a net loss, aka loss of life? Okay, so we need to, and this is why our channel is out here, guys, and this is going to be my final word. I know I already said the final word, but this is where I end it. Men, we must understand our worth. Women understand it. No matter what, I don't care what they say about, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. Y'all are still getting what you want when you want it. The only thing now is where you're delusional about what things you probably can't get. But to the most part, you can get what you want. You can get what you want. But for men, we are not given the same credence. And so for that, a lot of men are walking around this world. This is why men get destroyed in divorce. This is why men are normally are killing people after getting rejected, because you don't understand the abundance that exists in the world around you. And if you don't, you will always be acting in scarcity. And if you act in scarcity, you are nothing more than a desperate little man. I don't care if you're 7 foot or if you're 5 foot. You will never reach your full potential as a man if you operate in life from a scarcity mindset. That is with relationships, that is with job opportunity, career opportunity. I don't care what you're doing. So less of this nonsense, right? Where men are losing their lives, young men, young promising men are losing their lives based on nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm done, man.
Hey, I got nothing to add to that, man. You killed it, man. Great wrap up right there. All right, y'all. So look,
all right, guys.
You already heard it. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We have a goal. Let's get to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. Please help us out. Help the channel. Help somebody that you know. Because we all know somebody that falls into the category of people that we spoke about in this channel or this show, for that matter, tonight. So do us a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do that person a favor. Pay it forward. Because you know what? If you go and have that conversation with them, it may not be received the way that you wish it to be. Sometimes people need to hear the message from someone else. And that's just how we are wired, and that's fine. That's fine. It's totally fine. So again, my handle, as always, is @AF. For my own stuff, if you want some more of the quote unquote deep stuff, I don't think that is deep, or the controversial. That's what it gets labeled. Obviously, check me out on YouTube, @AF. Also on Instagram and Facebook. Obviously, Big Mike's on who you can find.
All right. So, yes, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We have hit our hour mark. We are on on most social media platforms, as my co-host mentioned, where you can find them. You can find me on Instagram at QFusion, QFUSION, not K Pasa. Okay, like K Pasa. It is QFusion. All right. You can also find me at my YouTube channel, where I also talk on, controversial topics, things that I find funny, things that I find entertaining that I see on YouTube on a consistent basis, and I break it down, and I have my live reactions for you. We watch it live together to see what kind of craziness YouTube drums up next, right? And so with that, guys, we will be looking to we have a new date. We're looking to shoot on Wednesdays. So just bear with us. We know while we get our schedules together, because as my co-host mentioned, we do not do this for a living, right? We do this because we enjoy it. So like I said, bear with us on our schedule. Wednesdays look to be the days we have our live sessions. But we obviously will be releasing the videos for public consumption upon me, giving my little edits and little fanciness, right? So with that, guys, we look forward to our next episode and talking to you soon. Peace.
You sure about that?